Well now, stars shining bright over the delta tonight. This one's for the girl I still remember. Sat on my porch beneath the evening sky. Sat on my porch beneath the evening sky, thinking of my baby as the night drifted by. Stars above the river, twinkling soft and slow. Stars above the river, twinkling soft and slow, carrying old memories from so long ago. Lord, this starlight delta serenade floats across the night. Yeah, this starlight delta serenade floats across the night, searching for my baby underneath the pale moonlight. Magnolia blossom swaying in the midnight breeze. Magnolia blossom swaying in the midnight breeze, whispering sweet stories through the southern trees. My old guitar keeps singing where words can't explain. My old guitar keeps singing where words can't explain. Every note remembers joy, and every note recalls pain. Oh, this starlight delta serenade still calls a name. Yeah, this starlight delta serenade still calls her name. Though the years keep passing, my heart remains the same. Moonlight on the water paints a silver road. Moonlight on the water paints a silver road, leading toward the places where old dreams still go. Night birds in the distance, singing soft and low. Night birds in the distance, singing soft and low, like the songs we shared many years ago. Lord have mercy, some loves never truly leave. They linger like starlight long after the night is gone. Dawn is slowly rising beyond the delta line. Dawn is slowly rising beyond the delta line. But tonight her memory still shines. Lord, this starlight delta serenade will drift forevermore. Yeah, this starlight delta serenade will drift forevermore. Like a lonely song echoing from shore to shore. Stars are fading now, morning's coming to the delta, but this old song will keep her memory alive. Well now, Friday evening done come around. Got a few dollars in my pocket and trouble on my mind. Worked all week long with a hammer in my hand. Worked all week long with a hammer in my hand, breaking my back just to earn what I can. Boss man paid me as the evening whistle blew. Boss man paid me as the evening whistle blew, but half my wages already spoken for and due. Lord, these payday whiskey blues got a hold on me tonight. Blues got a hold on me tonight. Turn a hard week's sorrow into Saturday night. Walk down Main Street where the saloon lights shine. Walk down Main Street where the saloon lights shine. Spend my first dollar on a little corn, whiskey, and time. Piano man playing by the smoke-filled wall. Piano man playing by the smoke-filled wall makes a tired working man forget his troubles for a spell. Lord, these payday whiskey blues make a poor man smile. Yeah, these payday whiskey blues make a poor man smile. Though the money won't be staying very long a while. Saw a pretty woman laughing near the barroom door. Saw a pretty woman laughing near the barroom door. Made me feel younger than I felt before. Bought her a drink and we danced across the floor. Bought her a drink and we danced across the floor. For a little while I didn't feel poor no more. Lord have mercy. A working man's rich on payday and broke by Monday morning. That's the way it's always been. Moon was hanging low when the tavern closed its door. Moon was hanging low when the tavern closed its door. Counted my coins and found I didn't have many more. Lord, these payday whiskey blues come around every week. Yeah, these payday whiskey blues come around every week. Give a tired man comfort when life gets hard and bleak. Money comes, money goes, but the blues stay right here, waiting for next payday. Bought a brand new shirt from Parker's General Store. Bought a brand new shirt from Parker's General Store. Best one I ever had, maybe best one ever wore. White as a cotton bloom, hanging on the line. White as a cotton bloom, hanging on the line. Cost me near 2 weeks, saving every dime. Hung it out Saturday where the breeze blew free. Hung it out Saturday where the breeze blew free. Thought it looked mighty fine come Sunday, don't you see? Woke up next morning, stepped out in the yard. Woke up next morning, stepped out in the yard. Saw something happening that hit me mighty hard. That goat ate my Sunday shirt, chewed it clean in two. That goat ate my Sunday shirt, chewed it clean in two. Left me standing there, not knowing what to do. One sleeve in the grass, one button by the fence. One sleeve in the grass, one button by the fence. That goat showed no regret and not a lick of sense. He looked me in the eye and kept right on chewing. He looked me in the eye and kept right on chewing. Like destroying fine clothes was his life pursuing. My neighbor laughed so hard he spilled his coffee cup. My neighbor laughed so hard he spilled his coffee cup. Said that goat's been studying shirts and eating up. The preacher came by on his Sunday round. The preacher came by on his Sunday round. Asked me why I looked so down. Some folks lose money, some folks lose land. I lost a shirt, had to wear my work clothes straight to church that day. Had to wear my work clothes straight to church that day. Everybody smiled but didn't know what to say. That goat stood outside beneath the oak tree shade. That goat stood outside beneath the oak tree shade. Proudest creature the good Lord ever made. That goat ate my Sunday shirt and never felt ashamed. That goat ate my Sunday shirt and never felt ashamed. Around this town he'll always be remembered by name. Well, I bought another shirt, the goat's still here, and we're both watching each other now. Well now, pour me one more glass for the memories that refuse to leave. Walk this evening, shadows gathering round my chair. Walk this evening, shadows gathering round my chair. Reach for that whiskey bottle, found my memories there. Oh, traveling down the river, still glows through the night. Oh, tapping down the river, still glows through the night. Just like years ago, when everything felt right. Lord, these nostalgia whiskey blues keep calling my name. Yeah, these nostalgia whiskey blues keep calling my name. Every sip brings back a world that ain't the same. Used to sit with my baby by the lantern's gentle glow. Used to sit with my baby by the lantern's gentle glow, watching the Mississippi where the slow waters flow. Now that same old whiskey burns a little more each year. Now that same old whiskey burns a little more each year, like a reminder of the things that disappeared. Lord, these nostalgia whiskey blues won't let me forget. Yeah, these nostalgia whiskey blues won't let me forget. Every old smile and every old regret. The piano in the corner plays a tune I've heard before. The piano in the corner plays a tune I've heard before. Makes me see her dancing through that old saloon door. Smoke hangs heavy underneath the ceiling beams. Smoke hangs heavy underneath the ceiling beams. Just like all those faded hopes and broken dreams. Lord have mercy. Time keeps moving like a river, but some nights a man can still hear yesterday. Bartender knows my story, don't have to say a word. Bartender knows my story, don't have to say a word. Every glass of whiskey holds a memory I've heard. Lord, these nostalgia whiskey blues grow stronger with the years. Yeah, these nostalgia whiskey blues grow stronger with the years, mixed with old laughter and 1,000 hidden tears. Last call's been spoken, the lamps are burning low, and somewhere in the bottom of this glass, yesterday still lives. Saw a shiny Ford rolling down the county road. Saw a shiny Ford rolling down the county road, kicking up dust with a wagon wheel roll. Everybody stopped just to watch it pass. Everybody stopped just to watch it pass. Sunlight flashing off that polished glass. Old Mr. Jenkins climbed behind the wheel. Old Mr. Jenkins climbed behind the wheel, acting like a banker with a mighty fine deal. Kids ran after it all through the square. Kids ran after it all through the square, like they never seen such a thing anyway. New Ford in town got everybody talking. New Ford in town got everybody talking. Folk forgetting their work, just standing there watching. Blacksmith shook his head by the shop all day. Blacksmith shook his head by the shop all day. Said, them machines gonna put horses away. Old mule looked over from the wagon shed. Old mule looked over from the wagon shed, probably wondering what was ahead. Ladies in the market gathered in a line. Ladies in the market gathered in a line, talking about that automobile looking so fine. One young fella said he'd buy one too. One young fella said he'd buy one too, soon as he figured out how people do. Times keep changing, roads keep turning, folks keep dreaming. By sundown, everybody still stood around. By sundown, everybody still stood around, talking more about the car than anything in town. Then the Ford broke down halfway up the hill. And the Ford broke down halfway up the hill, and 4 strong farmers had to push it still. New Ford in town Still the talk of the day, new Ford in town. Still the talk of the day, even if it didn't get too far away. Well, the horse kept working, the mule kept pulling, and that Ford need another repairman. That rooster crowed this morning before the moon was gone. That rooster crowed this morning before the moon was gone. Had me thinking daylight had already come. Pulled on my overalls, laced up my boots. Pulled on my overalls, laced up my boots. Stepped outside wondering what was the use. Stars still shining, that's still hanging round. Stars still shining, that's still hanging round. Not another soul awake in town. Looked at my pocket watch under the lantern light. Looked at my pocket watch under the lantern light. Still near midnight, in the middle of the night. That rooster crowed too early, got me out of bed. That rooster crowed too early, got me out of bed. Put a whole lot of nonsense inside my head. Walked to the barn and fed the mule his hay. Walked to the barn and fed the mule his hay. The mule looked confused anyway. Milk cow stared like I'd lost my mind. Milk cow stared like I'd lost my mind. Probably knew something I couldn't find. Sat on the porch waiting for dawn to break. Sat on the porch waiting for dawn to break. Had near 3 hours left to wait. My wife opened the door and shook her head. My wife opened the door and shook her head. Said, boy, you ought to still be in bed. A rooster got one job, and somehow he messed it up. Sun finally showed itself over the hill. Sun finally showed itself over the hill. By then I'd already worked my fill. That rooster strutted round proud as could be. That rooster strutted round proud as could be. Like the whole mistake weren't his, you see. That rooster crowed too early, but I guess that's life. That rooster crowed too early, but I guess that's life. Ain't no sense in starting a fight. Tomorrow morning, I'll trust my pocket watch and not that rooster. At least that's the plan. 5:15. Well, the whistle quit blowing about 5:15. Every man in the county suddenly felt alive. Folks started gathering from miles around. Folks started gathering from miles around, headed for Miller's Hall on the edge of town. Some came walking, some came in a truck. Some came walking, some came in a truck. Everybody looking for a little Saturday luck. Old man Miller had the lanterns burning bright. Old man Miller had the lanterns burning bright. You could see that hall shining through the night. Saturday night at Miller's Hall, everybody answering the call. So Saturday night at Miller's Hall, everybody answering the call. Work all week and forget it all. The fiddle started singing and the floorboard shook. The fiddle started singing and the floorboard shook. Even the quiet folks got up and took a look. Saw a little woman wearing a blue cotton dress. Saw a little woman wearing a blue cotton dress. Made a nervous young man try his best. Well, people laughing loud near the lemonade stand. People laughing loud near the lemonade stand. Children running circles while the music filled the land. A farmer from Greenville danced with the preacher's wife. A farmer from Greenville danced with the preacher's wife. Folks talked about it for the rest of the night. Saturday night at Miller's Hall, music echo off the wall. Saturday night at Miller's Hall, music echo off the wall. Nobody thinking about work at all. Near midnight the room got warm and slow. Near midnight the room got warm and slow. Still nobody seemed ready to go. Moon shine bright on the dusty road outside. Moon shine bright on the dusty road outside. But the music kept the crowd inside. Then old man Miller said, boys, that's all tonight. Then old man Miller said, boys, that's all tonight. And one by one they disappeared from sight. Back home walking underneath the stars above. Back home walking underneath the stars above. Thinking about music, dancing, and maybe love. Well, Monday's waiting. The fields ain't going nowhere. But Saturday night, that's something worth remembering. sun went down, Lord. The sun went down so slow. Well, the sun went down, Lord. The sun went down so slow. Left me standing by myself where the cold wind blows. Got a little whiskey sitting on the table by my side. Got a little whiskey sitting on the table by my side. Ain't got nobody, Lord, to help me pass the time. My woman left me last summer when the river was high. My woman left me last summer when the river was high. Never told me where she going, never told me why. Freight train rolling, hear that whistle down the line. Freight train rolling, hear that whistle down the line. Every time it calls, Lord, it troubles my mind. I walk down to the tavern just before the close of day. I walk down to the tavern just before the close of day. Thought I might forget her, but she wouldn't go away. That bartender looked at me, said, "Son, you look worn down." That bartender looked at me, said, "Son, you look worn down." I said, "Ain't no easy living in this river town. Whiskey after sundown, that's the way it's been. Whiskey after sundown, that's the way it's been. Every night I tell myself I won't come back again. Bright as it can be. Moon hanging over the delta, bright as it can be, shine as it can be, shining on the same road she once walked with me. Well, the rooster be crowing for too very long. Well, the rooster be crowing for too very long. And I'll be heading back to work, carrying on. Whiskey after sundown, bottle nearly dry. Whiskey after sundown, bottle nearly dry. Still can't wash away the tears. I never cried. Night almost gone, river still moving, and this old heart still waiting. Some men carry lumber, some men carry steel, and some carry memories. Before the rooster crowed, I was already awake. Before the rooster crowed, I was already awake, pulling on my boots by the old fireplace grate. Another day of labor underneath a southern sky. Another day of labor underneath a southern sky, swinging that hammer while the years roll by. Hard work and heartbreak been my companions for years. Hard work and heartbreak been my companions for years. One leaves me weary, the other leaves me tears. There was a time my house was filled with light. There was a time my house was filled with light. Her laughter made every burden feel light. Now her picture's sitting on a shelf alone. Now her picture's sitting on a shelf alone. And every room feels colder than stone. Hard work and heartbreak follow wherever I roam. Hard work and heartbreak follow wherever I roam. Even in a crowded room, they make me feel alone. The freight train passed as the sun went down. The freight train passed as the sun went down, headed somewhere far beyond this town. Sometimes I wonder where that train might lead. Sometimes I wonder where that train might lead, to a place where a man can start again and be free. The river keeps moving, the seasons keep changing, but some old hurts take their time leaving. Saturday night found me by the tavern door. Saturday night found me by the tavern door, trying not to think about her anymore. But every old song the piano man played, but every old song the piano man played, brought back another memory that never faded away. Hard work and heartbreak, that's the road I've known. Hard work and heartbreak, that's the road I've known. Still I keep walking, carrying on. Morning's coming, the whistle will sound, and life keeps moving, whether a man is ready or not. There's glory in hard work, but a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Sun came rising over that old red clay hill. Sun came rising over that old red clay hill. Another day's labor, waiting still. Spent the whole day loading timber by the track. Spent the whole day loading timber by the track. By sundown, my shoulders felt ready to crack. Dusty hands and whiskey nights, that's a life I know. Dusty hands and whiskey nights, that's a life I know. Work all day and watch the evening glow. The town comes alive when the whistle finally blows. The town comes alive when the whistle finally blows. Everybody's got somewhere they wanna go. I headed for the tavern on the corner of Main. I headed for the tavern on the corner of Main, where a little laughter helps ease the strain. Dusty hands and whiskey nights make a hard week seem alright. Dusty hands and whiskey nights make a hard week seem alright, even if only for a little while tonight. Saw a young woman dancing beneath the lantern light. Saw a young woman dancing beneath the lantern light. She moved so easy through the crowd that night. We shared a few stories and a drink or two. We shared a few stories and a drink or two. Nothing promised, just what people do. The railroad keeps rolling, the river keeps flowing, and folks keep living one day at a time. Midnight settles softly on the sleepy town. Midnight settled softly on the sleepy town. The music got quieter as the crowd thinned down. Whoa, walked home slowly underneath the stars above. Walked home slowly underneath the stars above, thinking about work, whiskey, and maybe love. Dusty hands and whiskey nights, that's enough somehow. Dusty hands and whiskey nights, that's enough somehow. The future can wait, I'm living in the now. Tomorrow the sun will rise again. foreman's whistle will blow, and these dusty hands will go right back to work.